One of the biggest mistakes a multi-generational farm can make is crushing the dreams of the kids that are coming back. To say that you're fifth, sixth, seventh generation, and to succeed, you need to do what I or your grandfather or great-grandfather did. That is not fair to the next generation. After the hog crash, my self-confidence was at zero. I had tried my ideas and they failed. Needing something to do, I wanted to start this deer outfitter, Sharkey Outfitters, whitetail deer outfitter. This was not done in our area. So one morning, my dad comes into the nursery, we're going through the hogs, and he says, "Tell me about this outfitter." In my heart, it just sank because I didn't know if it was going to work. I had not convinced myself that it was a great idea. And the last thing I wanted to do was fail again. I was in my early 20s and I'm standing there and I'm trying to act as mature, trying to act as much of a man as I could. In fact, I had my pliers on my belt and I'm sitting there, I'm fidgeting with them. And as I'm talking to him in my head, I'm like, "Quit fidgeting with your pliers because you look nervous." And as I'm telling him all about this, I know I don't have the confidence to go ahead with this idea if he laughs at it. If he looks at me and he says, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of," I know that's the end of it. After I was done, he looked down at the ground. And he looked up at me and he says, "I cannot imagine what my dad would think of the things that I've done on this farm." And then he smiled. And he said, "But you know, some of them have turned out pretty good. I don't understand what you're trying to do, but I'll support you." And I stood there in stunned belief. I couldn't even hide it. I couldn't even hide the fact that I was stunned that somebody thought that this was a good idea, that my wife and I weren't crazy for trying this. As I look back now, I would not be farming if it wasn't for the money that we made with that outfitter. And I wouldn't have done it if my dad would have laughed at that idea. At that moment, I was just too much of a broken man to be confident in myself. So if my daughter comes back to the farm and she wants to try something dumb, I'll ask her if I can help. And if she fails, she will learn a better lesson than I can ever teach her. But if she succeeds, well, that's what it's all about.